Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples of Cambodia, and you find me here at Sanlong. Now, Sanlong is, well, different. I mean, have a look behind me. How cool's that? It's like some religious Disneyland. Now, the actual temple here at Sanlong isn't that big, it's not that grand, but my goodness, what surroundings we have. Over to my right, just off of camera, we have a Buddha that's golden, always nice, and about 30 feet long. Cool, show him to you later. Over here, we have gentlemen on horses, warriors in fact, their bows taut, their arrows pointing skyward as they in their galloping steeds between their legs. They're also golden. And over there are all these statues that are all golden. It's great. I'm in a golden place with a temple which is not that much, to talk about. But my goodness, it has its unique quality. And what is the unique quality of this temple at Sanlong? Well, it stinks. Holy God, it's a stinker of a temple. And I'll be showing you that in just a moment. Well, can you show a smell? I suppose I could make a grimace like this. There you go. That's the best I can do until they invent smelly vision. So, grab my hand and let us go for a stroll and a bit of escapism for the next 10 minutes as we visit Sanlong the Stinker. Okay, so here we go. This is the golden gate that leads to the golden place. And what you'll see here on the right, actually, is a gentleman who's selling pillows and towels. I might have a look at these towels, actually, because I need some. And what they do is they park where the pagodas are. Now, you can see the temple just there, but I'm going to take you on a stroll first, because there's not an awful lot to show of that. But there's a lot of this, you see, as I mentioned. Now, have a look. Isn't this just lovely? Look, there's an older gentleman here that's being portrayed. And he's got his glasses on. Isn't that just lovely? And there's like a carousel of holiness. Now, I've not seen a carousel of holiness, and I'm sure you haven't, but you will now. Have a look at this. Isn't this cool? Now, I do kick my shoes off as I enter these, which is what you're supposed to do. So, off with the shoes. There we go. And here they all are. We have Buddha in the middle, of course. And we have all his disciples around the edge. And it's very much like a carousel of goodwill, good luck, good fortune, good blessings. Well, basically everything that's good. And I think that's really lovely. Right, there's our carousel of loveliness and holiness all at the same time. And here we have another hawker. Now, what he's selling is chickeny stuff. So we've got the pot things you invert and then put over the chickens, feeding things, more feeding things in general, keepy chickens. Now, I used to work on a turkey farm in Israel. We used to have 8,000 turkeys in one pen, and they're bloody awful animals, tell you the truth. But behind the turkey seller, those with a keen eye just may have noticed an enormous golden Buddha. I mean, have a look. He's absolutely huge. And of course, because we're in a golden place, he's jolly golden. Look at this. Isn't that remarkable? Now, if I was going to estimate how long, I would say he's 30 odd feet. But what a thing of beauty and serenity. So there he is, the largest of the largest golden Buddhas I've ever seen. And this is where I did the opening shot. Now, what's rather interesting is you get these paintings, of all the main characters. We have some royal people here. They're definitely upper class. You see the gentleman at the back there who's got the white uniform with the epaulets. So, unfortunately, a touch of the old military. But usually you get these in painting form. They've gone a step further here. They've actually gone three-dimensional, which I think is rather sweet. But there's more to see. Actually, I'm just going to carry on. Let's just dash over here, you see. They're everywhere, these statues. Look, we've got the gentleman on the horse. I have to be careful at this point because there's an enormous amount of dogs here. See this? Doesn't he look resplendent in the sun? Round the tree, we haven't missed an opportunity there. We have a carousel of people on animals. We've got them on tigers. We've got them on buffalo. Oops, there's the dogs. Lekker biter. Oh, okay. Okay, just backing up slowly. Okay, carry on, Mr. B. We've seen worse. That happens all the time. Right, you see, look, that's one there. And over here, we have one of the main chaps, and that is Ganesh, you see, look. And he's writing stuff down. And it just goes on, you see, look, over his shoulder, we have yet more. What we have here in these large golden boxes, and they are very large, I don't know, 15 feet tall plus, they are where the ashes go of those that are dearly departed. And some, if they're very fortunate, would go in here, this little doorway, which again is colourfully decorated. And above them is, yet again, dear old Buddha, and again, swathed in gold. And that's that statue we've just seen. Now, in the middle here, we actually have the pagodas themselves, and they're very shabby. They just are, because the main focus for these chaps that live here are these enormous gold-painted statues, and they really are impressive. But if we continue our turn round, we have yet another carousel of people. Over here is the reason we came, because it wasn't these modern things that were here first. What was here first was this ancient temple. So let's go have a look. Right, and here is the first building, and he's kept company by these two chappies here. I believe the one on the left there is God. I must learn these things. And there's a nice lad there. He's looking very serene. Not an awful lot to say about this, apart from he's on the wonk. He's heading to the right of the world. So he could do with a drop of the old underpinning. Now, this is the main feast. And now I've got to explain what I meant by a stinker of a temple, and it really, really does smell. Now, I'm going to explain it out here because we don't want to disturb the reason for it, and that is the bats. It is full of bats. I've seen bats so many times, but never like this. So let me see if I can get in and show them to you. Here we go. It's a very big doorway. Oh God, it stinks. Right. You have no idea what bat guana smells like. But I can tell you something. It really, really is one hell of a powerful odour. Oh my God, actually my eyes are watering a bit. Jesus Christ. I'll leave you to it, Mr. Bats. Get you sleep. Right, we've had to retreat because that smell just, well, it almost burns through you. If anyone's been anywhere near ammonia at school, you'll know exactly what I mean. Now, this doorway is big. It's big, it's bold, it's really impressive. So I would think a large statue was in there. We could see this wall here that would have come out, and remnants of it here that would have come out this way. So it would have been one hell of an impressive entranceway for a small temple. but there's really no other clues to it. It doesn't really say an awful lot. It doesn't have the ornate carvings, the brick carvings that we see with the earlier temples, like at Saint-Cook. What we're seeing is a plain sort of temple that doesn't really have an awful lot to say to him for himself. But a temple it is, and it does have that unique quality of being an absolute stinker. And in his old age, he has found some incredible company, which are the monks here have an incredible imagination, and they've surrounded him with lots of golden things. So he's not alone, and he's kept company. So there you go, that was Sanlong, and not a grand temple, but my goodness, what a surrounding to be in this collection of all things golden. I mean, it's almost like being on a different planet. And of course, it had its unique quality, that of the smell, but we've seen some amazing things, you and I, haven't we? So, as always, I end. But on this one, we have the big man himself just over my right shoulder. And I do very much hope that he's always over my right shoulder, keeping an eye on me when I wander off into those far off places to bring you those forgotten temples of Cambodia. So until next time, I wish you only one thing. I wish you the very best.